You are now listening to the Cinnamon and Sugar Podcast featuring DeAngelo Williams and Gary Barnage. You push play and they'll push the limits.
Hey, it's your boy Tom here, and we are back with another episode of the Cinnamon and Sugar Podcast. Ooh, fellas. I don't know about y'all, but I've had a good weekend. But we will start. Let's start with Gary, the white bread of the Cinnamon and Sugar Podcast. Gary, how was your weekend?
It was good. I added another notch to my belt of having the winning shirt again because I know you didn't wear one again. So I'll just keep showing mine every week because I'll just keep going 5. I'm pretty sure I got to beat, but we'll see. I can leave that to the fans to see.
Hold on. Let me turn off my background. I have a Captain Planet shirt on that definitely trumps that bullshit Simpsons shirt on.
We're going to have to see. I don't know. I almost wore my Captain Planet shirt.
That's a Simpson and Joker costume.
Thank you. With a ha-ha.
Right, but it doesn't be.
And I can hear that T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, nice try. I was ready for you this week, Gary.
Well, we can see what people think about it. I'm pretty sure I probably still won. I almost wore my Captain Planet shirt, but I didn't. That would have been. Other than that, I didn't do much. My normal weekend. It's raining right now, so
it's always raining in Florida, bro. You hadn't been watching film and shit, bro. To get your high school team better. Y'all didn't win a game last year, bro.
It's we won the spring game, sir, and it's summer now.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to figure out why DeAngelo sounds like he's in a long hallway.
That's how DeAngelo is, He.
Does it sound like is my audio jacked up? Does it sound jacked up or
It doesn't sound like you're using your mic, but it's fine. It's what we expect from D. Get on the podcast about 10 minutes early and nothing still works. That's fine. It's normal DeAngelo.
Man, let me check my stuff, man.
It sounds like he's talking through his computer, not through his actual mic, but who knows?
Right.
We can continue though. So
am I good now? Am I good?
He figured it out.
Am I good now? I asked you when we first started, was I good? And you just let me just limp along like this in my struggle.
I had to set you up.
Oh man,
sure did.
Set me up bad. It's okay though. It's okay. We got it fixed. We got it worked out. I'm not even tripping. This is what I'm talking about though, Gary. What have you done in your spare time to get these kids ready in high school to get, going into their senior year and stuff like that? Because you know that senior years matter around here. Even during the pandemic, people was tripping that they kids wasn't able to experience something that they should have experienced because it was their senior year in high school. Then there were people literally dying around them, and all they cared about was their kid going to high school. And you mean to tell me you're not doing anything to better these kids next year?
No, it's summer. They're off, but they do have workouts. They're still doing that. They actually just had time off. So just like we did, we got time off.
You're doing this all wrong, bro. You can't follow normal protocol when you haven't won a game. You didn't win a game last year. You don't get the opportunity to go through a normal off season where people are off. You need to keep working because you need that time.
We just won our spring game, sir. So we're on the right track.
Okay. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw this out there, and I don't know if it's gonna be feasible. Y'all have a winning season this year. I'm gonna donate to your high school, bro. I'm gonna donate to your high school.
Can we get a dollar amount on that?
I can't.
Here. How about this? If you donate $500 per win,
I'll go 500 per win. I'll go 500 per win. I'm holding you to that. Since I give you such a hard time about your high school, I'll give you 500 per win, and I'll make sure that I cut the check.
And we only get it if it's a winning record.
It has to be a winning record. Okay. You only get it if it's a winning record.
So 500 is a push. Nothing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Or you could give it for every win, and Gary has to give your charity 500 for every loss.
I didn't agree to that.
He ain't gonna agree to that at all. That's the bet right there. 500 per win, and you got to have a winning season.
Okay.
That's fair enough.
Virtual handshake.
Virtual handshake, yes. So I can continue talking about how bad your damn high school is in hopes of you getting a donation at the end of this and shutting me up.
Correct.
I don't think it's gonna happen because I can see one of their coaches right now, and he ain't doing what it take in the off season to get these guys ready for the season. That's all I'm saying.
We shall see. I'm gonna enjoy that money. I think I'm gonna swim in like Scrooge McDuck. It's gonna be a very small pool, but
Speaking of bets and everything, Gary, when is this 40-yard dash going down? We still, or I mean,
no, I know we got to do that. But I want to do it when we're together. I don't want to have to do it where they have to rely on me saying, "Oh, here's what it is." 'Cause I'm not gonna cheat. I'd rather do it when we're together, so that way it's easy to show.
Yeah, I want to know what you're doing right now. And
I actually might be DeAngelo in a 40. Just saying.
Oh shit!
I'm just saying.
Gary, you are a disrespectful motherfucker today. Today, you chose violence this morning.
I'm just putting out some facts right now. That's what I just think. I think I could.
First of all, I started this conversation by letting you know that you're being very disrespectful to the game, saying that you can get your ass off the couch from 3 years. And I know you hadn't did anything. You barely brush your teeth and put on deodorant and take a shower. So I know you hadn't did anything outside of that that's extremely related to getting better or staying healthy, and you think you can just get up off your couch and run a 4.8?
I did nothing to get ready for the amazing race, and when it wasn't 900 degrees outside, you yourself know I had no problem running, didn't get tired. I was good with everything. Now, when you threw in 180-degree humidity, I was dead, 100%. But I'm not going to run in that. And plus, this is a sprint. So the fact that I did nothing to prepare for that, and I was fine, and you saw that firsthand, and you're still doubting me. All right,
bro, you are Uncle Rico. You are Uncle Rico. I could throw this ball clear over those mountains. This is you right now, man. You that drunk uncle
I can't
that get
throw
drunk
farther
at the
than you.
cookouts
That's
and
a
shit.
fact.
You get drunk at the cookouts and shit and talk about the shit you used to do. Like I can still do it, and them damn barbecue sandal 45s. Tell me, oh yeah, I can still do it. That's you, Gary. That's you. That's your future right there.
Sir, if I remember correctly, I believe in Carolina, we had a couple home run derbies at the minor league thing, and everybody's like, "Oh, I hadn't swung a baseball bat since high school." And everybody's like, "Oh, you're not gonna do anything." I believe I hit 3 out. I'm just saying, like, that natural ability is still there. I just had to bring it out.
Boy, I've never talked or known somebody that rely on more natural ability than you, Gary.
Well, the fact that I don't work out and I can still do things, like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know.
That's just a slight flex.
Okay, for example, right now, what do you think if I had to go bench press right now? What do you think I would bench?
I think you could do 185 8 times.
I go ahead. What do you think, Time?
What do you mean? That's a great guess.
That's your guess, Time. What do you think? You muted yourself, but no big deal.
Oh, because I can hop off the couch and go do 185 way more than 8 times, so I know Gary definitely can.
So here's my question. How many times can I do 225, and what do you think I can max right now?
I bet you could do 225 15 times.
There's
max.
no way. There's no way he could do 225 15 times. Time. Stop it.
What was the max weight you said?
335.
Okay, you've lost your damn mind.
Now,
you lost your touch with reality. Something wrong with both of y'all on this damn podcast. We need to drug
I need numbers. I need numbers.
I'm gonna give you numbers. I'm gonna go. You could do 225. I think you could do it. I'm gonna be realistic here. I'm gonna say 10 or 11, and I think your max weight will probably be 265, 275.
Okay, I'm easily gonna do 315 when not an issue.
Right.
And what? I'm gonna probably get you anywhere from 12 to 16 on 225. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I believe that.
So now that
if you want to put your money where your mouth is, I'm willing to do it,
bro. Now that everybody's woke and we just got out of that dream of yours, Gary. Now we can talk about what I did this weekend. Okay, we can talk about what I did this weekend because I don't know. Like I don't know if you over there dropping acid or whatever. Hydro. What I don't even know how to say it right now. But
D, how many times could you do 225 right now?
Right now, I know for a fact I could probably do 225 17, 18 times.
I like the slight flex that no matter what, even if I did 15, he got more than me.
Right.
That's exactly why I chose that number because
Right.
I put the work in, and there's no way that this guy's gonna get off the couch and beat me in any type of lifting competition without him not doing anything. If
So
he did, then I wouldn't work out anymore. I wouldn't work
okay,
out anymore.
I'm willing to put this to the test. The only lift you will beat me in is a squat. I will beat you in
Here,
bench,
you
max
would not
bench,
beat me in bench,
and
bro.
I will beat you in a max bench, and I'll beat you
Bro,
in a 225. If you want to put this to the test, we can do this. I have no problem with this. And then once I do it, you don't work out anymore because I
I,
know
I,
your biggest fear is gaining weight. So
I,
now you won't be able to work out anymore. So then we can see how that goes then.
Gary, I'm finna tell you something. I understand why there's a such thing as a Florida man because y'all come up with some crazy ass shit and y'all are out of touch with reality out there. So that's why y'all do the shit that y'all do out there. I can see it. I see it right now. I can see it in your face. You don't even know that you even saying something stupid, but it's
So,
cool though.
so for
It's cool.
everybody listening, if y'all haven't noticed, D keeps avoiding the challenge.
I'm
He
not
doesn't want
avoiding
to
it, bro.
accept that challenge.
I'm not avoiding it. There's no point, Gary. You are delusional, bro, and you are in Florida. You live up to the Florida man name. They want to know what I did this weekend, man. We don't even want to talk about this anymore, man, because you tripping. You are very disrespectful today, bro. You acting like how people see Tim Tebow in the league right now. That's how you act. He feel like he earned it, but we know that they just gave it to him.
So
That's
how mad are you gonna be when I walk out there and then just do it no problem?
You're not gonna do it, bro. I'm. That's
Hey,
not my concern.
and
I'm really worried about your health.
I think this is one that we can answer real quick too. Just y'all get coordinated time. Y'all both can be at the gym. Hit a Facebook Live real quick. We can see this. We can see this week. We can see this week.
He
I don't know about this week because we're not together, but when we get together, for sure.
100%, 100%. He gonna come up with some type of excuse or something like that, short on the clock. But you know what? Yeah, can I talk about what I did this
Sorry,
weekend, man?
go ahead, sir.
Before I forget, because I got some really good questions entangled in some of the conversation I want to have with y'all. So
Hold on,
this
before you continue, this next segment is brought to you by Dunkaroos. D'Angelo's Weekend is brought to you by Dunkaroos. I just had them sitting here, so I was like, I gotta throw it out there. Why not? I know it's not real, but hey, that could be you.
That was funny, Gary. I wasn't ready for that one. So I went on a bike ride this weekend, man, and it was absolutely amazing. I hadn't been on a bike ride like all week because I went out of town, and when I came back, I was like, dude, I'm kind of really in over my head, and it's us going up a mountain and then us coming back down the mountain. And I signed up for it, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So we go do this ride, man, and we're on this ride, and I just got back from a trip, bro. Within the first 10 miles, I'm hurting, bro. I'm hurting bad. I'm talking about I can't find the right gear. I can't breathe. My body hates me. My legs are sore, and I I tell my boy, I said, hey man. He was like, what? I said, hey, y'all going too fast, bro. Something going on, man. I'm pretty sure I got COVID. Like I got to have COVID. Like I told him, I said, dude, I'm dealing with COVID back here. Like ease up a little bit. He was like, what? You got COVID? I was like, yeah, I got to. That's the only explanation for why I feel the way that I feel. The aches, the pains, the breathing issue. I mean, I know I'm on this bike, but damn, I shouldn't feel like that after a week. Well, about mile 14 to 15, I settled in and got myself together. And my boy came back and he was like, hey, man, you you sure you got COVID? I was like, nah, man, I ain't got COVID. I'm cool. But it felt like I did. It hurt that bad. So we get to the top of the mountain and we link up with the rest of the group. And we come back down the mountain and we bump into one of my boys. And that was with our crew too. And he give me like the neck, the cut off neck, like, hey man, I'm done. I'm not gonna make it. Right. So I didn't know if that mean he not gonna make it like I'm struggling, or if this mean I'm not gonna make it like I'm shutting this shit down and I'm going home. Which brings me to my first thing. Is it okay to look at somebody's struggle that's a struggle that you don't necessarily deem a struggle and act like it's not a thing? I'll give you a case in point. my kids this weekend, the iPad died. And when the iPad died, shit got real around the house. Like, Dad, the iPad died. He crying and stuff. And my wife was like, hey, man, dude, it's just a dead iPad. And I'm like, honey, hold up. First of all, a struggle is a struggle, regardless to what level we think it is. Like, is it okay for us to discount somebody else's struggle because of maybe that struggle is not necessarily a struggle to you?
Yes.
Really?
Simple, yes. Especially in a situation like that with your kid. You have 48 iPads in your house. Go get another one or plug it in. It's that simple of a struggle to fix. So now if you're on a bike, obviously probably you're not gonna dismiss it because you were just struggling yourself previously. So you probably know what they're going through, and now you're experiencing. So they're minimal struggles, yes, you can just count them, but big struggles probably not.
Really?
Yes.
So you compartmentalize struggles now.
That kind of struggle, yes. A struggle of an
Okay.
iPad dying, yes. That's called privilege.
Well, it ain't, I don't think it has
Right.
anything to do. I don't think it's anything to say that it's privilege. What I'm saying is, if you compare the age of the kid where the iPad died, it's the equivalent to maybe somebody of our age that just lost a fur buddy or something like that. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like you don't know the levels of how that
If
kid
it,
is
if it
hurt.
wasn't Decker, then no.
Oh, that's
All
crazy.
your other kids are old enough to understand, hey,
Okay.
it's getting low on battery, charge it. Because it tells you how much percentage is
Okay.
left.
But I just use that as an example.
I
So
know.
I'll give you another one with time. Time your kid's gonna fall out on you on some stuff that if he ain't doing it already, he gonna get to it. Do you discount his struggle like, oh buddy, I know it's gonna be okay? Or do you comfort him and be like, all right, it's okay?
Well, I mean, so ours right now, he loves him some cocoa melon. So if we have to turn on cocoa melon to get him to calm down, and then it's time for him to say it's time for him to eat or something. Say we're at a restaurant, that's usually when we'll use it because we try not to use it too much because he is like addicted, hypnotized by cocoa melon. And as soon as we turn it off,
I have no idea what the hell you're
I
talking
mean,
about, and I
I
have
thought it was like
kids.
cocoa and melon mix is what I'm
cocoa
thinking.
melon, it's
It
a
sounds like an alcoholic beverage that you give to your kid to make them
it's
go to sleep.
Calm them
it's
down, yeah.
it's cocaine for little babies. I promise you. Go look up Cocoa Mill on YouTube and turn it on for Decker and watch. He's gonna be zoned in. I swear, it's hilarious. It's pretty like you'll play it and the songs get stuck in your head. It's one of those like they sing songs, this little animated show, whatever. But yeah, I mean, so for him, like when we take Cocoa Melon away, you think that his whole world is ended. But I see what you're saying. Like
Yes.
their level of problems for them is different, But is it the same? I guess. So I mean, obviously, it doesn't mean as much
I'm
as a
just saying,
dog
do you
dying.
respect it? I'm just saying, do you respect it?
Well,
I
you
mean,
still want to
obviously,
help them through their struggle, but it's not like you're gonna, let them, wallow in it as if they had a pet that died or something. It's not that level of trauma. Their iPad dying.
bro. Okay, all right. So we come back down the hill. He gave us the hey, I'm done. They put him in SAG, and he goes back. But in the course of him, going back, he's feeling down on himself because he's a really strong rider. And I told you guys, and I've tried to tell you, cycling is one of the most competitive things that you'll ever do, and it's so competitive. And the reason why I think it's so competitive is because it's you against the cyclists, it's you versus them, but y'all in a group. It's very difficult to explain, but you'll understand once you try doing it. And it's you versus you, and it's everything that you got because you're the motor. That's the best part about it. So he's down and stuff like that. And, I told him, I said, man, you've been working and stuff. You hadn't been on the bike, man. That's what your problem is, man. You got to stop working so much. I said, if you didn't work so much, you'd be able to get better on the bike, right? So I talked to his wife yesterday, and she said, well, I don't know what you said to him, but this is my messaging to him is he's been, working a lot, and, he hadn't been riding so much, but he did great for, not riding as much as, he used to. And I go, yeah, that's not my messaging at all. But she was saying, my whole reasoning for giving him options is because when you have options, you could choose which one you want to motivate you. If you don't have that many options and you only stuck with just the inspirational ones, like I'll give you a case in point. Time, if you had a drinking problem and Gary was like, hey man, you need to stop drinking so much. I don't think it's good for you. I'm gonna be the one that's saying, look, man, I'm not telling you to stop drinking. You hadn't had any indication or if it's not doing anything harmful to anybody else, why should you stop? Have a good time. We're gonna all die from something. I want you to die happy. You know, so if that's what's gonna make you happy, then you choose that and you go with it, right? So because we have, different opinions on how we talk, which one's gonna motivate him? Is he gonna be like, okay, Gary, I'm gonna roll with you and I'm gonna stop smoking or stop drinking, or he gonna roll with me and keep drinking? I give him options. Because if we all saying the same thing on him
My
quit drinking,
options would be a lot more than what you gave him for me.
what,
It'd be, hey, if you're gonna keep drinking, you're gonna alienate all your family and friends, and you're gonna be by yourself. That's not the way to live. Done. There's your option. You want to be by yourself and drink, or you want to be with your friends and family?
Gary got
You go directly to the point. You hit where it hurts.
damn, Gary.
Gary going straight for the throat.
That's the way you get them to stop, though. They don't realize otherwise. It's called intervention for a reason.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
so now we know how to handle Gary's intervention whenever he turns into a fat old man because he hadn't been working out.
Oh,
That's never
I see that. So this is the second thing that happened to me, and and this is a serious question at the end of this. So I go to an establishment. Me and my brother-in-law. I asked him. I said, "Hey man, let's go get some dessert." And he was like, "Okay." So we got our favorite snow cone place that we go to, and we show up at the snow cone place, and I'm talking to my brother, and like we cracking jokes and stuff. And he goes to the guy. He was like, "Hey man, have you ever been locked up for your brother? Because I have with mine." And he was like, "Yeah, sometimes you just kind of go through things and stuff like that." I'm like, "Oh yeah." So the guy goes, "Hey man, I'm a really big fan." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I appreciate it, man. Thanks." And we pay for our stuff. And he said, "I'm a really big fan," and he closed the window. And so we're standing there for a while, and I look up, and the sign says, if you are not handed a receipt when you pay, your current order is free. So I look at my brother and I go, "Bro, he didn't give us a receipt." And my brother goes, "But he's a fan of yours." And I was like, I don't care, bro. Like, he owe us. Like, this is free. We don't have to pay for this. Am I wrong if I was to turn this guy in because he was a fan instead of giving him my receipt because he didn't do the job he was supposed to do?
Well, I think the fan aspect has nothing to do with it. I just think it shows how cheap you are. That's all.
I was about to say.
I think that's all it really shows. I
Well,
don't think
no.
the fan has anything to do with it.
I'm
think,
not looking at it from the 1%. I'm looking at it from the 99.
yeah, but even like in that 99, it might have been $7. Now, if it was like a $75 meal, yeah, get that free meal. But $7, I've been to the place you're talking about. It's like $7.
And
total.
that man was so excited to see you because he's a big fan, so he was probably starstruck.
Flabbergasted.
So you mean it? So is this not the equivalent of going to a restaurant, them knowing who you are, and them not giving you the service that you need, and then complaining about the fact that you didn't tip them because they didn't do their job?
It's
No,
not the
again,
same.
it doesn't matter who you are. I think you tip on what your service is. It's not based on how much you make. I don't think anything. I think if you get terrible service, then you have the right to not tip well. If you get good service, you should tip well. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't think you ever should just leave a bad tip. If you got good service, that's how it should be
But
based
clearly, this guy didn't do his job, though, Gary. Regardless of who I am, if it was you, Tom, and you was in this same situation to where who you are, and he was having a conversation with you, he was like, "Oh yeah, man, I used to play football with you." He was like, "Oh man, that's cool. All right." And he closed the thing, and you look up and see he didn't hand you a receipt. You're not gonna get your money back.
What did you not get in a receipt hurt you? What did that cause
It doesn't matter that it didn't hurt me.
Well,
They
I'm
got a
saying
rule at this establishment. That's just like the mask
Right.
mandate thing. If people want you to wear a mask in their store and that's their rules, regardless of what it is, you got to wear that mask. Is this not the same thing? He didn't do his job.
Well, I'm saying it's not the same as like the service, because if service is bad, then that's
Correct.
like literally
That
affected.
wasn't service. Now, if he dropped your snow cone and had to make you another one, okay, or something like that, or threw it at you, then yeah, you're in the right frame.
You're just being petty about this.
It's not being petty. So you go to the grocery store. You go to the grocery store. You get all these groceries, and it tell you at the end of this, if they don't give you a receipt, everything in your buggy free.
Again, like I said, $7 versus $350, big difference. I'm taking my free.
But it's still
$7 ain't that big of a deal,
bro. It shouldn't matter the number amount. The number amount shouldn't matter.
I agree to people it shouldn't, but for me personally, I would not do that because that just makes me sound like I'm cheap. And I am cheap, but not that cheap.
But so rules are rules, and you don't want to follow the rules. That's what you're telling me.
It's not really a rule for you. It's a rule for them.
Right. And in the event that they break it. So anyway,
I'd be interested to know how many. I would be interested to know how many times they do that happens, and then how many people report it. That'd be an interesting thing. We'll never know, but that'd be interesting to know.
Go ahead and tell us about how you got your $650 back, DeAngelo.
No. I didn't get anything back. So my brother goes, when he opened the thing, he goes, "Hey man, I'm gonna tell you what we was just talking about." And he told him everything that we said. And he said, "Yeah, man, he want to turn you in and get this stuff for free." And the guy goes, "Man, you gonna do me like that?" And I'm like, "Bro, the rules are the rules." And he kind of gave me that look like, "Bro, you playing, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm playing. But the fact of the matter is
you
like,
were playing.
yeah, I wasn't really, but then I turned it into me playing. But it doesn't matter. My thing is, if you got a rule in place as a business, you should have to follow those as an employee, because you expect the same thing out of me as it relates to football and everything in my life. So why do I not hold you to the same standard?
I agree with you, but like I'm just saying, like if it was like $6-7, I'm not gonna be that.
I don't give a damn how much. It's people that pay $6 or $7 to get in these NFL games. Or maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Depends on the team.
Depends on the team. You right. $6 or $7. See, sometimes they get paid to go to these NFL games, and when they get there, they're yelling and screaming and pissed off. So if that's the case, I mean, I should be fine.
So here's the moral of the story. If his brother-in-law wasn't there, he would have got free snow cones.
Right.
That's not what it is. Hey, y'all can call me cheap all you want to. If your business has a rule in place, and I'm only holding you to the standard that you hold me to. If there's something on the clock and it's supposed to be done, then do it, right? That's right. What we're talking about. That if you don't do it, then there's consequences for you not doing that said action.
No, I 100% agree with you. I'm just saying, me personally, the $7 snow cones, I wouldn't have done it. Now, if it was like a meal, like a big meal or something, or grocery, yeah, I'm 100% getting that for free, because that's a different thing. I would base it off the value of what I would have had to pay if I was going to bother with it.
What about you, Tom?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about that. If it's something that causes me a hardship to where, like, I needed that receipt. Even if it's like $50 and they said we'll give you a receipt or your order's free, I'm not really necessarily worried about getting that order free.
You are lying.
No, seriously.
You are lying.
No, I'm saying. No.
Did you say you doing it?
$50, yeah, I'm probably doing that.
My thing is,
y'all talking about me, man.
What does me getting the receipt really do for me, unless I actually needed to like turn it in for like work or something?
Well, it has nothing to do with that. It's the rules that your business established.
Right. So you can hold it to them. If you can hold them accountable for that if you want. To me, I got the food I ordered. As long as everything's right, I'm not really worried about my receipt. I understand you have the rule.
You are lying right now, Tom. $50, you're not going back to get that?
But it's not. But the thing is, I didn't lose anything. I got what I was supposed to get. Me getting a receipt, because what I look at is when I ignore something like that, I feel like I'm putting good juju in the air. Because if I'm petty about this, Oh, well, your thing says you're supposed to give me a receipt, even though I got all $100 worth of my food right, because you didn't give me that receipt, and that's y'all's rule. You owe me $100. You know what I'm saying?
So what about all the other times that places have got your food order wrong and you're like, you didn't want to turn around, or you try to turn around and go back and it's too long of a line, you just get screwed with whatever they gave you. That happens all the time too.
Well, I'll eat it. I've had that happen recently at Chick-fil-A, and I report for the first time like 2 weeks ago, because it took me 3 times to go into this Chick-fil-A, and they messed up my order each time for 3 times in a row. So I was like, all right, you know what? It's getting out of hand. I got to report this so that they know they're messing up.
Oh, you that guy. You that guy.
So I went on the app. And was like, hey, I don't normally report stuff, but this is 3 times I've been in this Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is supposed to be A1 service. Chick-fil-A ain't supposed to get your order wrong. So I'm not going to let this one branch of Chick-fil-A ruin the bad name of Chick-fil-A for everybody. So I reported it.
I'm taking a break from. I'm taking a break from it too. I don't think you understand. I'm gonna tell you, I got my same gripe, and y'all may think mine is just simple and I'm petty. I am. I agree with you. I'm not arguing with that. So this is why I'm taking 2 weeks off from Chick-fil-A. Two weeks. Chick-fil-A. I'm not.
2 week break
because I'm sick of that shit, bro. I'm sick of that shit. I went through the line, bro, and nobody said my pleasure. Like, I don't want you to talk to me. I could get this same conversation from Burger King, McDonald's. I get this same conversation from any burger spot. I can only get my pleasure from Chick-fil-A. And when you don't give me that, I'm done with it for 2 weeks.
My favorite thing about that is being out somewhere else. Say, because this happened the other day. We were at a restaurant. It wasn't Chick-fil-A, but our waitress, I said, thank you. She said, my pleasure. I said, you used to work at Chick-fil-A, didn't you? And she's like, actually, I did. You can always spot them. It's funny, as we're talking, before you keep going about your weekend, this kind of ties into a story I was going to bring up, because it has to do with service and the service industry. So we were out to eat for Cynthia's sister's birthday, and we went to this nice Italian restaurant, right? Well, it was kind of a big group. I want to say it's probably like 12 to 15 people. Yeah. Well, all the food starts coming out, and there's one, Cynthia's aunt, hadn't gotten her food yet. Well, she tells the waitress, a couple times, like, hey, still waiting on my food. She's like, yeah. Actually, the first time that she said it, one of the ladies goes, we're still waiting on her food. And the waitress snapped back. She goes, yeah, well, we don't have trays that carry all the food, so they're coming out in waves. I was like, she goes, we don't have trays that are big enough to carry all y'all's food, so they're coming out in waves. And we were like, holy shit, like they was already on one. So because of that, Cynthia's aunt's friend was not about to let this waitress get away with this food not being comped, right? So what happened was the waitress comes back out. She goes, hey, I guess I forgot to take your order because it wasn't in there. So I put your order in and it'll be out, right? So like she had to wait. Everybody already had their food, and she got her food like 15 minutes after everybody else. Well, it came time to give the bill out, and the waitress was still going to try to charge her full price for her food. And so they're like, it doesn't seem right that I should have to pay full price for this because, I had to wait past everybody, and now I'm taking most of my food home because everybody's ready to go. And she goes, well, I'll go ask my boss, blah, blah, blah. So she goes talk to her boss, and she comes back. She goes, well, he said since you ate it, we can't comp it. And she's like, what are you talking about?
You're lying, Tom. You're lying, bro.
It gets
You're
better.
lying, bro.
It gets better.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
We can't comp it. He goes back there. She goes, well, can we talk to him? She goes back there to get him. He comes out. It's this like really old school Italian guy, like older. You can tell he's probably like the owner or one of the family members of the owners. And he comes straight out the kitchen, look like he's been back there cooking, pissed off that he has to come out here and talk to people. And he goes, well, so what are you complaining about? And she goes, we had to wait on her food to get out here. He goes, well, you eat it. If you don't want it, send it back. And we're like, I'm sitting there like, holy crap. And,
This is awesome.
At this point, Cynthia's aunt and her friend are like tuned in. They're like, "Oh hell no, they ain't getting away with this." So they come back. He goes, "Well, you come in. I understand you come in for lunch and you only got 45 minutes and you're in a rush, but you ain't doing nothing today."
That's not what he said.
and then so they turn around. They're like, "I don't care if it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You took forever to get our order because she forgot." He goes, "What you mean she forgot? She told me that she came late." So the waitress had told him, because the waitress realized she messed up. She told him that this girl that she had come late, and that's why her food got there late, because she ordered after everybody else, trying to cover her butt. But he didn't know that. So let me finish before I get to it. So he's like going back and forth, like, "You came in late, so it's your fault." And he goes, and then like she goes, "Well, I'm not paying for it because it's not my fault." And he goes, "Fine, I'll comp it, whatever." And like he's getting all mad. So the aunt's friend is sitting next to her. She goes, "Well, if it's gonna be a big deal, I'll just pay for it." This man looked her dead in the eyes and said, "Okay." "Hey, you pay for it." And walked away.
That's what y'all ass get. Saying stuff that you don't mean. This is what I'm talking about. This is a great example why you just shut the hell up and don't say shit that you don't mean. Because now she mad that she agreed to pay for something that she just got comped. That's what her ass get.
And then he came back out. So afterwards, I guess he must could tell I was the friendly one, because he like waved me over and he's like, "Hey, I just want to apologize. I really like having you guys in here. The waitress told me the wrong story. The waitress told me that she got here late and that's why she was late. She did not tell me that she forgot to take her order. So I comped the meal. I just want to apologize, and I want to shake your hand and tell you, because I can't handle her. She disrespectful. I'm not talking to her. I'll talk to you."
Y'all ass get, man. That's your fault.
So it got comped?
So we ended up getting comped. And it was just funny because the waitress was trying to cover her ass. And so it's just like, I think it was one of those situations where she told him a story to cover her bases. That way, when she went back and told them it couldn't be comped, she was hoping it would just go away and then it would be swept under the rug.
So Tom, this is what bothers me. You tell me how this is any different from the $7 and $50 in terms of this receipt and us getting our money back or getting this item for free based on what you just said was essentially the same thing I'm doing with the receipt, bro.
Well, here's the difference. It cost her the fact that she didn't get her food till the end. Everybody had already eaten.
But she still got it hot though. She got it. It didn't cause her no ailment, just like what you said.
She had to take most of it home. So it was an inconvenience for her, which normally restaurants will comp for because it was their fault. I'm saying I go through a drive-through and get food. I don't get a receipt. That doesn't inconvenience me. It's y'all's policy. You're supposed to give me a receipt. So yeah, I have the right to call you out on it if I want. I'm just saying.
But it's not my policy. Is it my policy to give you this food for free that you ate and enjoyed even though it was late?
If it's late, because that was something that's something that cost them.
You see what I'm saying? There's no policy there. But there's a policy at this other place that you don't want to respect, but you want this damn food for free, and there's no policy at all because you ate it.
So my question is, how awkward was the rest of the meal before you left? Did the waitress come back? How awkward was that?
So that was all. So that all happened, and I could see it bubbling up because there's always that one person in the group that don't give a damn. So she had already walked up to the little station where they ring in, and had this conversation with the girl. And this is the same lady that the girl said, we don't have trays big enough for all your food, so they're coming out and weigh. So she'd already snapped on her. So they're up there, and I could see them bickering back and forth. And as the lady's walking back, she goes, "Bitch." I'm like, "Oh no, we in for it, boy. We in for it."
Oh man. But I don't see how it's any different though. I see it as the same.
To me, what it is like I said, with the whole receipt thing, I personally didn't receive any sort of slight. It didn't cost me anything that you forgot to give me a receipt. That's y'all's policy. Right. I have the right to say to you, "Hey, I didn't get a receipt. I should get this free if I choose." On the flip side, is like this food, her not putting the order in, like that's something that actually cost her. Like she didn't get to eat her food with everybody. Yes, she still got her food, but it was an inconvenience to her for her to not have that, and it was the fault of the restaurant, aka the waitress. So that is where the inconvenience comes in. For me, I don't have a receipt. I'm not really inconvenienced, so I'm not worried about it. But you have every right to call him out, so you do have that right. It's just whether or not you feel like being petty that day or not. Which for you wake up and put your petty pants on.
You're absolutely right, and that's going to transition me into my next petty conversation. And I really want y'all to understand this. I saw this weekend, and I had to bring this up because it has to do. This will be the only time we talk about the NBA on this podcast as it relates to me. So I don't know if you guys saw it, but Kyrie Irving crossed Giannis up. He crossed him up, and everybody was like, "Oh, he failed, but he missed the shot." If he doesn't make the shot, does the crossover happen? Like, do we even celebrate that?
Nope, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter unless you finish.
Why is this a highlight? Why are we celebrating something that happened that didn't happen, Tom? Tell me that. Please tell me that. Please explain that to me. Well, that's like somebody getting dunked on and the ball not going in, but really hard. And sound like, ooh.
So before he goes, I'll go, because y'all did that when Mingo tried to dunk on me and it didn't go. And you're like, oh, but he was close, but he did not make it. And y'all all got hype about it, but he did not make it. So I didn't get dunked on.
I don't know what you speak of.
So I'm just saying, y'all did do that.
We did do that. But the what ifs.
But I think the thing is, like for me, this is a reason why I used to watch ESPN all the time growing up. I have not watched ESPN in so long because they show highlights as like, these are immaculate plays that are just normal things, but because of who the person is, they're making it a highlight. It just blows my mind the quality of their considered highlights that they talk about and post. I guess it's more because of social media. They need to have content out there, but like it just went downhill so much. Like you just said, I bet they would show that on ESPN, the crossover, and then they probably stopped it. They didn't show the missed shot. But he missed a shot. You need to show the whole thing. Like you said, you're rewarding something that didn't get like finished. Like that's not a reward. You shouldn't be celebrating something that's not finished. Like if he would have crossed him over and dunked it or made the shot, okay, yeah, you should show that because it's a big thing, especially on a defensive player of the year guy. It makes sense. But it's also a guard versus 7-foot guy. It's a big difference there too. But I don't know.
And it wasn't Giannis. It was his little brother. And maybe not his little brother, but it was his brother. It was
Thanius.
But yeah, the crossover, that's nasty, and that in itself is nasty. But as a whole, it doesn't matter. Like if you don't make the shot, it's not a thing. Then you'll see a bunch of highlights that never come about because if you don't make the shot,
I'm gonna give you the biggest one. I'm gonna give you the biggest one, and we still talking about it today. We still talk about it today, and I absolutely hate it. And this is what people use. You remember that punch Shaq threw that everybody was like, "Ooh, if that would have landed, they would have knocked him out." But it didn't. It didn't. It didn't land. Why the hell are we talking about it?
We live in a world of what ifs, so they can see, oh, that looked amazing if it would have went in. If he would have scored that touchdown, if he would have caught that ball, if he would have landed that punch. It's a bunch of what ifs.
Yeah, and it's the same way as it relates to football. And I was thinking about this, where we see a guy, man, and I can understand from a running back making a move and stuff like that. It's really tough in football, and here's why, Gary. Because I could be a running back and I can make 1,400 moves and I can pick up 1 yard. What's the goal? Is it to pick up yards or is it to score touchdowns, first downs? Because if that's the case, then we shouldn't celebrate certain runs. I get that. But this is very similar, in my opinion, of a wide receiver running a cold-ass route, the quarterback throw the ball perfectly, and that wide receiver drops it. Yeah. That would be the equivalent of that, and you showing it on ESPN as a look at this route right here. This dude right here is going to be unbelievable. He's going to be amazing, and then cut it off and leave it there. Now, if you did that, you can shape any athlete that you want to be whatever you want them to be. I watched that Kyrie Irving highlight, and I'm like, man, he's better than this. He's way better than this because the guy actually recovered and got back and caused him to miss the shot. Yeah. But he's still getting credit for being shook up, though. I don't understand.
Well, and again, it's also Kyrie shaking somebody who's still 6'10". It's not like it's another guard. Those guys are a little easier to shake because they're big guys. You're expected to do that to those guys. You're not expected to do it to Steph Curry. You're not expected to do it those type of or Kawhi Leonard. The bigger guys, you are expected to do it. That's what you're known for is your handles. I would expect that, and I think Kyrie probably has one of the best handles in basketball. So I would expect that to happen to anybody that's covering him. It doesn't matter who it is, but when it's a big guy, it doesn't surprise me when it happens.
Oh, okay. I just think they just throwing out highlights and piecing stuff together.
They definitely
for no reason.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. You know, it'll make a
That's
good...
your sport, though, Tom. That's your sport. This is the type of shit that I can see you doing, Tom. Like showing us all the highlights of all your pickup basketball games, but none of them is video of you actually scoring.
Rebounds.
Like you actually scoring. It cut off right as the ball go in the air. That's your highlight.
I'm telling you, Time is the Dennis Rodman of pickup basketball. All he gets is rebounds. He doesn't do anything else.
Bro, are you serious? Because he talk about his offense like he's Steph Curry.
We'll see whenever we get to play, boys.
Okay. I mean, is this one of them plus size leagues, or is this like a real league?
Yeah. Hey, come on now. Come on now. They call me Escalade out here.
Okay. I mean, if that's how you living, man, you live your life. You live your life. But that's all I did this weekend, though, man.
I'm glad your weekend took up basically the whole podcast. It's nice. I love that you love to continue talking and never go to any other topics. But I guess we're used to that. That's how you always are. You always just everything's about DeAngelo.
That's why Dunkaroos got a good deal by sponsoring the What Did DeAngelo Do?
DeAngelo weekend segment.
Oh, that's what we're doing. Okay. Why Time out here? And you don't you hate being that friend though, Time? You gotta hate being that friend where everybody just dump their problems on you because you got that likable, lovable face. Like you throw no threatening vibes all at. You hate being that friend.
Why are you describing me right now? That is non-threatening, likable. Like that's me. Like,
like
that's the sugar.
14 people in the group, and they approach Time like, "Hey, man, I don't know why, she upset, and you don't even know the person he's talking about." Like, see, all right, yeah, but because you got that approachable,
right, you ain't wrong.
They gotta be stressful, bro.
So that's why you are the way you are. It keeps people away from you. I see.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about at all.
Tuesday over here.
That's exactly what it is.
What I wanted to ask y'all about came up this weekend. I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but did y'all see the Israel Adesanya fight where my man straight up at the end of the round just starts groping his opponent's butt? He just started grabbing his butt at the end of the round, like getting some significant strikes in. So my question is to you, when you see stuff like that, and then you see that whatever that Mayweather-Logan Paul fight was, pretty much just Mayweather going in there to dance around for, however many rounds. What is the state of these combat sports right now to where, like, I don't know, did y'all see Lamar Odom was boxing Aaron Carter in a celebrity?
Bro, that shit was awful. First of all, his reach was insane.
Right.
Bro, it was like the what is the good guy name from Street Fighters, Dasani, the one that
the Indian guy there.
Oh, bro, the Indian guy, he was punching him like that. He was never close to him.
And tell me why Sports Center reported it like I got a notification that says Lamar Odom really shines in his boxing debut.
I didn't even know he was boxing.
Right. I go look at it, and he's fighting Aaron Carter, who he's like 10 inches taller than, and Sports Center really going to hype it up like he did something. I was like, are you serious?
I actually like the state of boxing and these combat sports only because the guys that are out there doing it right now is more so entertainment than it is boxing. And if it's going to be more entertainment than it is boxing, then we're saving guys' careers and we're still getting them paid, right? So they're not taking the...
Bye, Gary.
Yeah, I guess Gary just but I guess he got upset and left. But we're not, these guys are not taking the pounding that they used to take. And because they're not taking that pounding, you don't have to worry about them coming up with these significant injuries because the guys that they're fighting pack a huge punch. like you said, Mayweather got out there with Paul, and they went the entire length of the thing because Mayweather's not known for his power punching. That's not what he's known for. He's known for his counter punching, and Logan Paul is not one of those that's like a punch power anyway. So it's more entertainment. So he just made $50 million for absolutely doing nothing. He even said that. He looked good. Logan looked good, and they both made off with a bag. Same
Really?
way with Lamar Odom and the guy that he fought, and Aaron Carter.
Right.
Same way. If it's entertaining and it's gonna put fans in the stands, that's truly who make you who you are as the fans. Because you see these people that go viral and then they get an Instagram or social media account and their numbers are the numbers are insane because people want to see these people. They look up to these people now, and now they're getting endorsements and stuff like that. People make people famous, and that's entertaining. If you're entertaining, people will pay for that.
Right. Well, see, I'm just Gary Texas. Apparently, he lost power with his storm, so we're just going to finish it off without him because we're almost at the end, anyways. I just kind of equate it. So, like, DeAngelo, you're someone who gave a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to the game of football. What if in like 5-10 years, people are more excited to watch a celebrity flag football game and are paying big money to see celebrity flag football versus actual football? Wouldn't that make you as a football player a little like, this ain't exactly what? Oh, here he's back. There he's back.
So we had a blip in the matrix.
Yeah, so we would. I'm gonna stay on topic because Gary missed it. So I would just. I forgot what you said now.
So Gary, what I was saying is with these like celebrity boxing matches seeming to rule the sport of boxing, I asked DeAngelo how he would feel if 5-10 years from now, people wanted to see celebrity flag football games, and they're paying all this money to these people, to celebrities that don't even play the game, but they're more entertained by that. How would that make you feel? Somebody who's put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, dedication into your sport, and now all of a sudden you're more of a sideshow on the back burner to people that don't even do this. How would that make you feel?
Well, now that I think about it, and I was going to say this earlier before I lost my train of thought, is because if it doesn't happen overnight and it's a gradual thing, then I'm gonna be ready for it, so it wouldn't blindside me. Just like these celebrity boxing matches that are happening right now, and they're starting to take the world by storm. When Triller did their first one with the YouTube guys, and when Logan and the other one they first started, when Logan and Paul, what's the other one name?
KSI.
Yeah, when he got knocked out or whatever, and then Nate Robinson, he got knocked out, and everybody was like, yo, they were breaking into the boxing business without using boxing stuff. They just came up with their own little thing, and they figured like, hey, we got enough fans and supporters, we could do this. And they pulled it off. And now it's putting strain on the boxing industry now, because now they have to put either really good fights together, or they got to go out and get celebrities to keep up the same status that these quote unquote they're doing, in my opinion, the Paul brothers. They're doing what Reddit did for the stock market in terms of making those stocks go high and low and affecting the market. If you get what I'm saying now.
I think it's a joke. I think it's all a joke because, like, you have people like, if any of these people really, like the Paul brothers, say they want to be professional boxers. Okay, if you really want to do, then fight a professional boxer. That's what tells me they don't want to be a professional boxer. They say they want to take it serious.
Bro, he fought Mayweather. He fought the greatest boxer, pound for pound, record for record ever.
Somebody who didn't train for it, who didn't even care. And Mayweather is like, this. Mayweather's the master of making my easiest $100 million without having to do anything. Mayweather wasn't even barely sweating in that
All
battle.
I'm saying
it was
is
smart
he did what you said that he was supposed to do, and you're still not giving the man credit.
But that's because of Mayweather. I'm saying, like, they want to be a professional boxer. One of them go fight Ryan Garcia. They'll get knocked out. No problem at all. And, like, the problem with the celebrity thing, you just had Lamar Odom, 6'10", fighting a 6-foot Aaron Carter. Are you kidding me? That wasn't even a boxing match. And the fact that people are paying to watch this is ridiculous, because they're just stealing your money. Like, they're not putting on a good show. It's just stealing your money is all they're doing. And they don't care that they're taking your money. If you're willing to give it, that's on you. I just think it's dumb because they don't really care. They're not putting on a good product. There's so much better product. boxing wise to watch. If you're a fan of boxing, if you just want to see two people fight, okay, that's different. You can spend your money. That's whatever. But don't call it boxing because that's not what they're really doing.
Right.
They're just going there and trying to put on a show to make money, which is good for them. They found the niche and people are willing to spend their money, which is dumb to watch this. But like everybody knew going in. If you did not know, you were just there's something wrong with you. You did not know Mayweather was going to go in there and just do what he needed to do to get out and make his $100 million. You knew what he was going to do. He was not going to try. He didn't look like he was in shape like he usually is. He had facial hair, which he never does for boxing. Like he went in there, knew I'm going to make this money. This kid ain't going to even bother me. And he's a heavyweight versus Mayweather. That's not even like it's the fact that he couldn't knock Mayweather out when he's supposed to be a heavier, bigger guy and all that kind of stuff. It shows that, okay, box somebody in your weight class. He's going to get knocked out.
You coming up with all these damn excuses, man. You started this whole thing off as you said box a real boxer. He boxed a real boxer, bro. He did what you wanted him to do, and he still didn't live up to what you think.
Box a real boxer that's going to take it serious. It's not about the money.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it came with some criteria. My bad. I just thought.
Did you think Mayweather was going to take it serious? Did he take it serious? No.
I mean, he took it serious enough to get in the ring and make the money that he made.
Because he knew he wasn't gonna be bothered.
So this is the issue that I have with what you're saying. What you're saying is that type of entertainment is a stain on the business. Is basically what you're saying, right?
Yes.
I've seen a man, and this is reverse. I've seen a man that absolutely make UFC, make MMA, make it an absolute sport. You know what he made it off of? He made it off of something that was fake, as in wrestling. He was like, I'm going to take wrestling and I'm going to make it real. So if you look at it from that, wrestling is the reverse of the UFC. It's fake, but it's entertaining. And because it's entertaining, we watch it. That's
wrestling
the same thing these celebrities
UFC,
do.
though.
I know it was, but I said it was in the reverse. I'm saying that we got both versions. We got the fake version and we got the real version. Both of them are making money. So why can't we not make money through celebrity boxing? We got the real one. If we want to watch Klitschko and his brother maybe fight or Joseph or whoever it is, and if we want to be entertained and get that watered down version, then we can go over here and watch celebrity boxing.
And I think where we're mistaken is that you think that I don't think it's real boxing. It is boxing, but my problem is them calling themselves boxers. They're not boxers.
If you get in the ring with boxing gloves on and you are in a sanction, you're a boxer.
No, I'm not a boxer. If I get in the ring with boxing gloves and box somebody, I am not a boxer. No, that's just not true. Get in there with an actual boxer that takes it serious and like legit try to make a career out of it, and you can consider yourself a boxer. Don't get in there with guys that have never boxed before, and then you've never boxed. And I'm a consider you. No, I disagree.
So you don't consider yourself a baseball player, but you could say you play baseball. Is what you're saying?
I played baseball growing up. Yes, I am not a baseball.
So you wouldn't. Okay. So you.
I'm not a baseball player.
You're a football player though.
Yeah, I'm a retired football player. I don't play anymore.
Oh, I didn't. That's crazy.
Now he's a podcaster.
Correct.
Because there's some people out there that can play basketball, and there's some people out there within that basketball can also rap. I'm not saying any specific person.
DeAngelo.
I'm just saying there's a lot of people. So, but because, and this is the problem with people trying.
Real quick. Is Le'Veon Bell a rapper?
No, he's not. No, he's not. He hadn't rapped in a long time, bro. I think he's come to terms with, hey, I'm gonna be a football player. But even with that being said, that there's athletes, and you know what? I take that back. He could be a real rapper. I don't know. But he's so good at what he does at his real job that what he does as a hobby doesn't live up to that. So that's what I'm basing it and judging it on. And that's what the problem is with America, or not just necessarily with America, with just people in general, is that because we do one thing and we're really, really good at it, when we do something else, you discredit what I do when I do something else as if I'm not good, but I'm better than you at what it is that I do.
I'm not discrediting them. I don't know what they're really good at. They're good at making money. That's all I can say, because they make videos. They don't know what you would consider them being good at. I just say making money. That to me, that's what you would consider they're good at. But when you're like, I want to be a professional boxer, and they came out and said they want to make this a career. They want to be a professional boxer.
They're doing exactly that.
They're fighting Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren. No, none of those guys are boxers.
You do realize when you move up in the ranks of boxing, you take on like these little slap dicks.
But they're actual boxers trying to box too.
But these are slap dicks.
Yes, they're boxers, but they're boxers trying to box. None of the guys that are boxing, other than Mayweather, are boxers that ever wanted to box. Nate Robinson was never a boxer.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this. Mike Tober played many years with him in football. He was a football player. He boxed the entire time. If he decided that he wanted to get in the ring and box, is he a boxer?
He's gonna box boxers though, not other people. If you want to be a true boxer, you go fight actual boxers, not sideshow. You don't fight somebody, a basketball player. You don't fight an MMA guy. You don't fight another MMA guy who they're not known for boxing.
I'm gonna tell you this, Gary. I'm the action guy. You obviously the career guy. I'm gonna go action. If you get your ass in the ring on a sanctioned match, whether you a boxer or not, and you've had a couple of fights, you a boxer, bro. And you've made money. You've generated money through that experience because that's what it is. That's what we're talking about. He generated money. He's a boxer.
Then let's clarify. You said sanctioned. The Mayweather-Paul fight was not a sanctioned fight, so technically it wasn't a boxing match.
It was an exhibition. It was put on.
It was non-sanctioned, no winner declared, which means it's not a true boxing match.
Okay.
By your word, you just said it had to be sanctioned.
Okay, if it wasn't a true boxing match, I'm saying he's a boxer because that's what he's doing. He's a YouTuber turned boxer.
No.
So if I'm on a
too much credit to somebody who actual boxes, say these guys are boxers when you have
here if you don't shut the fuck up, you just said that you can sit on your couch for 3 years and then you can get up and you can step out and you run a 4.840.
Yes.
If that's not disrespectful, you gonna tell me that I am to boxing?
Sir, I did that my whole career. Right? Like that's a surprise. Like I did that my whole career. I didn't work out at all in the off season, come back and still put up the same weight when I was not lifting. So it's not like something that's unique for me.
I just thought it was disrespectful. This man said he could beat you in a 40D.
I don't even want to talk about that. In fact, I'm done. I don't even want to talk anymore because Gary has been very disrespectful.
I will challenge you to whoever can bench the most. No problem.
Gary, it's not even gonna be close, bro. It's not.
I'm gonna dominate you.
Okay.
And DeAngelo, you have the advantage because you have shorter arms.
And I close grip bench. I don't do no wide cracks.
First of all, Tom, I should have the advantage because I still fucking work out. Let's start there. That's probably where you should start, not because I have short arms.
He's trying to give you the best advantage.
Yes. So let's end this podcast. It's a great way to end it. Thank you guys for joining us today. Thank you.
Before we end it, we are DeAngelo is going to start bringing Toxic Tuesdays to the YouTube. So he does Toxic Tuesday. I don't know if he does it on IG, I think in Facebook, but he's going to be bringing it to YouTube soon. So be looking forward to that. We will be doing that soon.
Toxic Tuesday coming to a YouTube near you. We appreciate you tuning in for another episode of the cinnamon and a little bit of sugar.
Tom, that was real close now. That was real close. The word is real close to almost the N word now.
A cinnamon and ninja. Cinnamon. We out.
You are now listening to the Cinnamon and Sugar Podcast featuring DeAngelo Williams and Gary Barnage. You are now listening to the Cinnamon and Sugar Podcast featuring DeAngelo Williams and Gary Barnage. You are now listening to